clear.
Okay, it's the routine. It's the routine.
Yes. That's it. Welcome back, everybody. We're live. Welcome back to What Were You Thinking, hosted by World's Greatest. I'm your host, Devon Allen, here with co-host, legendary 400-meter runner, Jessica Beard. How's it going, Jessica?
Good. How are you?
I'm
Outside of
doing well.
where are you?
I'm in Eugene right now.
Oh wow.
Just making sure that the track's ready for 2022.
Okay. Hey, no, preparation is key. You know,
Keep,
preparation is
okay,
key.
keeping it hot for everybody.
Hey, somebody got to do
So,
it. Might as well be you.
how are you doing? How was travel back from Europe, and what do you kind of settle into now?
Yeah, it's been good. My sleep pattern's been off. I've been really sleepy at like 5 o'clock, which is like 10 o'clock there in Serbia. But just kind of getting back into the swing of things with, like I said, my sleep and training. And so I just feel like just hit the ground running with outdoors. Like, wow, I can't believe Texas relays this week, Florida relays next week. Um, and then a lot of other meets, Mount Sax in like a month or something like that. So I just feel like all these
Are
meets are here.
are you running? Are you running either of those?
No, not the first two. Well, I don't plan on running at Florida relays. I'm thinking about running in Bermuda. Are you going to be in
I'm not,
Bermuda? Okay.
unfortunately. No,
And
I'm
then
going to the Puerto Rico meet.
oh, okay. Ponce, or is it another one?
I think whatever one's on the 12th.
Oh, okay. It's one of the 12th. Okay. Cool
Yep.
beans.
So, no, that's going well. So, overall, how is the training going? I know, you just made your world indoor team. You guys just competed.
Yeah.
What are your plans on for the season? When are you going to open up?
I'm probably not going to open up for a little while. Probably maybe the end of April, early May. I need to sprint. I need to sprint
Yeah.
and get some speed work in. I feel really strong, and I think indoors showed me that I have a lot of strength. But now it's time to really focus on the speed aspect of the 400, and so it'll be at least, like I said, maybe like late April, um, early May, where I'll run an open 400. But I'll do like some 4x4s. That's probably what I'll do at Mount Sac. Some 200s before then. Just trying to get the wheels turning, because it's speed endurance, and so I feel like I have the endurance, and I just need to amp up the speed. So
See, I need to talk to your coach because my coach has me doing the opposite. I've been doing all this short stuff, and then he had me doing 300s last week. I was like, "Oh, coach, no, you got me." But hey, I need it. Like you said,
yeah,
you got to kind of bridge the gap between the two.
yeah,
Um, that speed endurance is very important.
yeah,
We got a couple special guests today:
yeah.
Gabby Cunningham, Marvin Bracy. Both great in their respective events. Gabby coming off a bronze medal in the World Indoors in Serbia, and then Marvin Bracy also coming off a bronze medal in the 60,
Yeah.
which is pretty amazing too. You know what would be interesting, and I always thought about this, and I know it's hard on a bank track, but to do like a 4x50, and
Gonna
just do
be
one lap.
crazy. That's gonna be crazy. Like, some people are not gonna be able to get up to full speed. That's gonna be
Hey, that's all
crazy.
right. That's why you got to get that. You got to get the acceleration zone on lock and those handoffs right.
Well, it's gonna be that would be nuts. I know people are talking about like a 4x2, like a mixed 4x2 indoors. Like, y'all are really I'm afraid to have somebody run a male. I think about like bro male, or just somebody that's really fast that runs indoor, run into me with a
Yeah.
100. I'm like, that's nuts. So I can only imagine like 4x50. I don't know.
Well, you've seen the 4x2 at like the Milrose games. It's already a nightmare with the kids running into each other. So
Man,
so
I love
hopefully
my life.
hopefully we can pull it off better than that.
I think so for sure. You just have to have the right people on the right legs, who wants to go up the bank. Who I think that's gonna be the crazy part. Who's going up, who's running down, who's yeah. It sounds really fun. I mean, yeah, it sounds fun. So
We'll put it together. I heard a rumor actually too. I don't know if this is true. This is off topic as well. That you're moving up the street from me. You're
no,
moving to Maryland.
I'm here. I literally moved like the Wednesday. So I left for Worlds on Monday. The Wednesday prior to that, I took like the auto train here, which I think is really cool. I never heard of the auto train or whatever. So I looked
Yeah.
it up. It's not very far from me. It's like 20 miles, but like in the area we're in, that's like an hour. It's like 45 minutes, I think it's or
So
48.
so so are you closer to DC or are you closer to Baltimore?
Yeah, DC. Baltimore is like an hour.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I kind of know where you are. I am kind of far away because I'm on the coastline. But shout out to Annapolis for
Yeah.
anybody watching from Annapolis.
Yeah.
So Jessica, my question for you, and before we get our
Okay.
guests on,
Okay.
is you've had a really
Okay.
illustrious and long career. What do you like pay tribute, or what was like the important things that led to one, your success, and two, being successful for a long time?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the biggest thing has been um health. I think when you're healthy, for the most part, you can train how you want, you can compete how you want. Another thing was just the coaches that I had. I've literally had, I think, maybe three coaches from, yeah, from college to now. And kind of just stick with the program and making sure it works. Also, and I know this might sound crazy, like having injuries kind of I think help to some degree. Like somebody tells you, oh, you have this very serious injury, like different things can come to mind, and sometimes it's kind of like the story where it was, they told her you should retire, but this fire and propel you so much more. And I feel that me with some of the like injuries, just have a mindset of overcoming, and so I think those things, and really doing the little things. I'm really that person, like sleep, what I eat, and how I train. All those things are analyzed, and I try to make the best adjustment. And so all those things have really helped me um, in year 11. Like I said, and just really like that work life balance. I think that's really really important. So those things, like I said, it sounds kind of crazy. Like injury helped you. It's like yeah, because it was this motivating factor where you're like, man, I'm gonna beat this. This isn't gonna beat me. And so you work really hard and diligent to get back to where you want to be or where you were. And so those are really the biggest things, and just sacrifice. Ah, Alexis. That was really cool. I got to go back home, and um Alexis from my high school, she was the favorite to win the 400, and so it was awesome. She won the 400 at state and the 200. They won the 4x4 as well, but they got disqualified, but they still won. And so I'm like, man, they got state runner up, so that was cool. Going back home and all those things. So yeah, and just having goals. When it's something you want to do, you just go until you can't anymore. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point. A lot of times, having multiple coaches can be seen as a negative, and I'm thinking it's the
Yeah,
opposite. Because you
yeah,
learn a lot from each coach, right? Like
yeah.
you take like the best parts of every situation you're in and put it together. and that usually turns out to a positive, which in your case is a long career and you being successful. So that's great. And then on top of that, the injury thing.
Yeah.
And I tell the kids I coach at the Naval Academy all the time, injuries are going to happen if you get to a high level. That's just we're pushing the limit.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So how you react to it and how you learn from it in the sense that maybe you take it as a lesson to take care of your body a little bit better and get more rest and eat better and spend more time doing all that stuff. So no, that's great insight, and hopefully all the young athletes and athletes watching can take that advice and run with it.
Yeah, for sure. What about you? How's
So
training for you?
it's going well. Yeah, it's going well actually. I'm feeling really good. I've done a lot of like indicator tests, at practice. I'm sure you do the same thing. You do like a 300 or a 250 and that's like, oh, I'm ready to go. So I've done some of those workouts where I've, just about as fast or faster than I was at the end of last season. So
Yeah.
that's good for me. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah. So I'm excited for that and ready for the season. I'm going to open up here in like 3 weeks at Mount Sac.
Yes, I'll see you out there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do some flat races too. Hopefully, I can get in the 100 and 200
and
pop off
with you. Come
Hey, we're
on.
gonna. Hopefully Marvin shows up so I can bring my black Air Forces on him.
I'm trying to tell you, because he got an answer to those black forces on that podium. He got an answer.
Sir. So yeah, we're gonna actually bring these guys in here in a second. Producer Bob is in the background. You know what he does. Throwing us all up. So hopefully he'll bring us up in a second, and we can get the combo going.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds really good.
Bob, you got it? Go. It's usually like a little bit of lag. There you go.
Yeah.
Marvin, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Forces, man. You got to answer them, man.
Gabby, how's it
man.
going?
Good.
Good to see you guys. You guys all caught up and still jet lagged like Jessica?
Oh no, I'm back at practice, man. I'm on practice. He had me in spikes today. I was like, get the fuck out.
I saw a tweet, and it's too late to pull this up, but Adam Jamili posted that you were wearing your medal and you were warming up in it.
I didn't try to warm up in it.
Is that true?
Okay, so Raina told me to bring it because he wanted to take a picture. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With the medal. I did wear it, but I didn't try to warm up with it. Like he was just hyping, bro, and everybody just went with it. So like, I just let him. I let it go.
Hey, he's just being a hater. If I win a medal, if I win a medal, especially like an Olympic medal or Olympic gold, I'm wearing that thing everywhere.
Oh my God! Listen, bro. Nobody can tell me nothing, bro. I don't care. Listen, I wear it everywhere I go. Swear to God. You gonna know me. You gonna know what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, there go the tweet.
So,
red flag. So Bracy
there he is.
Wearing his medal and tried to warm up with it on red flags. Well, 500 people, 500 plus people love that. So
yeah,
believe it.
I think that's my credibility, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody believes what I be having to say. So sometimes you just gotta stare into the skid. You know? If you try to fight it, then you make things worse.
Fair enough. Hey, you're just that guy. We just believe it now. You're gonna be a menace out there on the track and take home some scalps. That's what we can count on.
That's what you gotta do. Now the Black Forces thing, that was definitely that was my idea.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you've been talking about that for years, though.
Would you like to inform the people what that might mean to them that just see you in regular shoes and say, "Oh, he just has on black Nikes." I mean, it's a Nike app.
I mean, for the
give them the true story. Give them the whole. Don't give them the PG version. Give them the
PG-13.
Yeah, PG-13.
Yeah. Okay. So the stigma behind for everybody watching, the stigma behind black Air Force Ones is that like the people that wear those shoes are just not the best of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how I put this delicately. They just do unspeakable things.
Who in track and field has the biggest Black Air Force One energy? Marvin Bracy. It's me. This man came to a track meet with black Timbs on and shorts. That's dangerous. That man is dangerous. I don't trust this man. I love him to death. I don't trust that man.
Oh man,
You
she
can't
cute.
trust,
You cute that right on up.
you can't trust people with black forces on.
I did say that. I did say they do unspeakable things. I led with that. I led with that one.
No, that's good.
So nah, it's just it's just something I'm used to. It's just something just my swag, man. It's sometimes just just easy to go with the black ones, man. I wish I had the low tops, but it is what it is. I bring those out outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah, save those for outdoors. Okay,
Yeah.
so how we usually start this show and the fans watching is we do a 60-second segment where our guests kind of explain who they are, what they do in 60 seconds. So we're going to start with Gabby. Gabby, quickly in 60 seconds, tell us your life story.
Ooh, okay.
If you
My name
can.
is Gabbi Cunningham. I do the hurdles and I sprint as well. Let's see, my life story. I started running track when I was a freshman in high school. So I think I'm on like my 11th year, which some people are probably way past that, but it sounds like a lot to me. I grew up kind of like dancing, singing, and acting like in the arts. And so I didn't really do sports at first, started cheerleading, and then that kind of like led into me, I guess, running track because the coach saw how like high my jumps were and told me that I should hurdle. And so a few years later, I kind of started running track, and yeah, that's how this all came about.
Tell us what college you went to.
I went to North Carolina State University, coached by the Allen Johnson.
Okay. Hmm.
Damn, I got going on.
I don't know. He in and out,
Oh
ain't
yeah,
he?
he just
Right, yeah, he keep disappearing. Probably sound like a robot because I had to do that earlier.
Well, he's gone, and that's our Marvin. 60. Let me get 60 seconds on my time. Let me get the timer going.
Jesus, you ain't even time her. That's crazy.
I know. I might have went
This,
over to be honest.
this is the feminist stuff right here. Y'all
You
stick
got 30
together.
seconds. You got 30
You don't need that much. You're a guy. Y'all don't need that much time. Y'all always talk about women when they take too long to get ready. Okay,
Because
ready?
y'all always take too long to get ready.
That's not true. And once we know what we're wearing, ready, go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marvin Bracy-Williams. I'm born and raised in Orlando, Florida. Graduated from Boone High School. Went to Florida State for track and football. After my freshman year, I stopped. I quit school totally, turned professional in track. I spent 3.5 years doing that. I won 3 consecutive indoor USA titles for the 60. Indoor 60 silver in 2014. In 2016, I made the Olympic team in 100 for Rio. In 2017, I walked away from track to play football. I spent 2017 with the Indianapolis Colts, 2018 with the Seahawks, 2019 I did like a developmental league, and then at the end of 2019, after the Doha Championships, I came back to track,
10 seconds.
and yeah, that's it. Right, that's all I needed.
That's
You,
a good.
you, you got a son. You got children.
Yeah, I
You
got
see,
yeah.
it's a time.
Hey, man, this ain't his time. This ain't his time.
What you mean? His son is the cutest. Okay, all his
Don't let
friends
that face fool you.
don't look like Marvin. I don't know what that's
He
supposed to
looks
mean.
just like me. He looks just like me. He stole my whole flow.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Devon, you're back. We've
I
missed
know.
you.
I'm sorry. I could hear it, but I lost. I was on in and out of Wi-Fi, so I could hear you guys, but I wasn't on the screen. So, real quick, Gabby, and this is an early question for you. Is you went to NC, and your coach right now is, I believe, Allen Johnson, right?
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So, tell me something. Like, give me some insight, because I'm a one-time hurdler. Allen Johnson's like a legend in my event. Give us some like down low, like give us some insight on how he is at practice. give us some like advice he tells you, like something funny. I just want to hear any funny stories that Alan Johnson comes to practice because he's a pretty quiet guy. I met him a few times, so but I know the quiet guys are the funniest.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing is he's highly clumsy. When he first got to the school, he would always trip over things, and it was really weird, but he would never like fully fall. And he would tell us that he was like a cat and he had 9 lives. And I truly believe it because to this day, like, well, actually, one time he was trying to show us, like, he actually went over a hill and ended up like jacking his knee up.
Ooh.
And he hasn't been the same since, but he might not want me to tell that, but it's okay. He's pretty, like, much quiet. He doesn't yell, so he, like, holds true to that, but when he needs to get on you, he will, but he'll do it in, like, the most, like, slightest way where you won't even feel like he's coming at your life, but he's coming at your life at the same time. And I feel like on the other side, he is a coach that'll have you, like, mentally and physically ready because he's been to the levels that we're all either trying to get to, have been to, and so he can kind of, like, give us advice on it because he's been there.
Is okay. So my question for you to follow up with that then is, what's like the staple hurdle workout you guys do? Like,
Um,
if there's too much info, then you don't have to give it out. But I'm interested in hearing it.
okay, so really, we typically go over, like, 8 to 10 hurdles. Sometimes he'll have us do it 5 times. It's never, ever more than 10 hurdles. And he's not really a coach that does that drill where they, like, take 1 hurdle out and you have to, like, keep your, like, rhythm going. We kinda just, like, go over the hurdle. Sometimes he'll move them in, but a lot of times he has them on race distance. So kind of like, a lot of coaches I know do, like, a lot of drilling and stuff, but he's kinda that coach that likes for us to, like, practice in a race situation and, like, fully go over, like, 8 or 10, and I think that's kind of, like, how he coaches.
Devin, you look
That's great news.
surprised.
No, you know what? I'm not surprised. That's great news because that's what I do. I don't do a lot of that like
Okay.
that 5 step stuff. I do a lot of not full distance, but
Mhm.
just full flights. Right? I did 8 today, so I did 3x8.
Yeah.
Like I would say my staple workout is 3x12.
I was gonna say you do 12. I
Wow.
remember I
Yeah.
had asked Gabby that before. She was like,
Nope.
"No."
No.
I told her I watched Aries do him and Daylon do 12, and Gabby too. Gabby Mayo that went to A&M. I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we do, like, five-step drills, like, when we're warming up to practice to go, like, fully over the hurdles, but other than that, like, no.
Yeah, that seems hard to do like the 5 step rhythm at full speed because you got to have that distance perfect,
Yeah,
or you're kind of just half doing it, right? Like if the distance isn't perfect and you're kind of just like going through the motions as
yeah,
opposed to like being
mhm.
super aggressive.
Even me, like, form running, I have to move the hurdles out to the men's marks or else I'll, like, run up on it. I couldn't imagine doing that full speed.
Yeah, me too. That's crazy.
All right, all right, Marvin. So that's the next question for you. What's your go to workout that like when you do this workout and you do it well, you know you're ready.
Um. Okay, so I'll give you a two-part answer. The first part being like for indoors, we brought out the I think it's called the browser system. It's like some beams that he used that's supposed to be like very accurate. Like we can bring out like the wind gauge and like everything, and we did because all 3 rounds of the 60 were in the same day. We did just 3x60, and I think I ran like 6:49, 6:45, 6:40. So, all within like 15 minutes of each other. So it kind of gave me like an idea of, where we were, in terms of racing, without a race, without the adrenaline, without all that. So it just kind of let me know, okay, like when this happens, we're gonna be prepared for it. Which is why, I ran 6:46 in the first round at Worlds, 6:51 shutting down the semis, and then a PB of 6:44. So like I said, it kind of let me know, you know, where I'm
You were
at. And
ready.
then as far as like outside, outside. I mean, it's kind of the same. We do 90s, and we do it on like the browser system or like the free lap or something like that. And it's all out, full recovery stuff like that. And again, it's because it's so close to like the 100, you know exactly where you are at 90. So it's like, okay, if I can hold it for 10 more meters, this is where I should be.
Mm.
So it just kind of gives you like that indication on, all right, like you are ready to run 10-0, or you ready to run 9-8, or you ready to run this. So at least you know going out there what you're capable of. So if you put it together, shit, you might shock yourself.
So what was that 90 looking like before the meet in Zagreb?
Before Zagreb, I think I was like low. I think I was like 9 O's, 9 1s.
Oh, okay.
So you coming through flying, man. And like I said, it let me know that like I was ready to run really fast.
Do you do any long like speed endurance stuff? Like, what's the furthest you run in training?
Yeah, Marvin, what's the
But
farthest you run? Because we used to train together. So I
so
Marvin.
okay, so now believe it or not, like y'all not gonna believe this, but believe it or not, this season, the furthest I ran is 200 meters.
I
I
believe
mean,
I
I
can.
believe
And
that. Yeah, I believe that.
for whatever reason, like I'm in probably the best shape I've been in a while. Like you said, I heard you say earlier, Devin. Like I picked up this year where I left off last year. Like think about it, I opened up indoors with a personal best, and I didn't I
100%.
didn't run like I didn't run any meets. So I opened up at the USA Championships, and I equaled my personal best of 6:48. So you know what I'm saying?
Saying a
Like I
lot.
said, that's if
Yeah.
that's any indication. So I came in, in really good shape, and this was our plan with everything like kind of bumped up a little bit. You know, USA is a little bit earlier, Worlds is a lot earlier. So you just kind of had to accelerate the process. So we did cut out doing all those grass runs that we do just, with the 300s but I mean,
Yeah,
when you run the 400, you kind of got to do that stuff. I don't really have to go around the track, you know.
that's
Like
true.
I don't really have to run a 200. Yes, it's nice to run a good 200 to have that 200-meter base, but right now, like in this season, my focus is on a straight line and bringing home the medal and the 100. So there's I said I'm actually going to run some 200s in races, but I don't plan on really jumping on any 4x4s or nothing like that, or any 300. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to be doing a whole bunch of speed endurance stuff when I'm here.
Yeah.
At least this season.
100%. So I guess the next question is then, are you running on Mount Sac?
No, I'm actually my first one. I'm doing a 4x1 next week
We're going to Mount
at
Sac.
Damn, I was
my
trying to.
first.
I'm trying to get in the 100 at Mount Sac.
Right. He said
No,
he fine.
my first 100 is my first race is Florida Relays. I'm be doing it with a 4x1.
Okay.
Then I think I may or may not be in Bermuda. I
I'll
know
be
a couple people going. I know a couple people going to Bermuda to race, and then I think I'd be in Puerto Rico after that, and so I may find something in between. I may
Devin's
just chill
gonna be
out.
in Puerto Rico. There you go.
Hey, look at that!
Hey, I don't know if
Yeah, I'll be in
I'm
Puerto
ready for the
Rico.
100 then. The earlier the earlier the 100 in the season, the better
You
chance of
better
I'm gonna
do
beat somebody
something.
that I shouldn't beat.
Listen, that ain't gonna lie, that always hurts, dog. When you lose to somebody you're not supposed to lose to, you be like, come on, you gotta think about that all season too.
Hey, you know what's funny
All
too is,
season.
we saw Vernon on Twitter talking all that smack, and the last time we raced in the 200, I got him.
Gotta
I got him. So
man,
I'm one
Vernon
and done with him.
he
So I'm one and
trolls
zero.
me every day, man. He trolls me like every day. I'm sick of that. I'm gonna block him.
That is
I'm
too.
so sick of Vernon.
Gabby, what's your season looking like?
I'm opening up at Bermuda probably, and then I think after that's Mount Sac. So yeah, I'll be at Mount Sac too.
Great.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go. Hey, like Marvin said, early season, that means a lot of races
Yeah.
Yeah,
starting now.
I
Yeah.
know.
Right? Starting now, like March,
Yeah.
April, man. Like
It's crazy.
no
Yes, it is.
games. Like everything is like right. All this stuff that like all this stuff counts. You know what I'm saying for June. Like everybody gotta be ready a little bit earlier. And then trials is like I'm interested to see like certain people that double. because 100, 200 double because trials is only 4 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you know, I'm really interested. You got some balls. So if you pull
Yeah.
that off, I'm sorry. You
Why?
got it.
Why do you think that? You know how some people say like, "Oh, running the 100 like warms me up." Like we used to have a girl on our team and she ran like okay, NCAA's. Gabby ran NCAA. We used to
I
have
know that
3
Mills.
rounds of everything my first 2 years. So she used to have to run the 100 and the 100 hurdles and they were only like what 15 minutes apart and she said
Mhm.
that for her sprinting first, but she said if it would have been the other way around that wouldn't have been as beneficial to her like hurdling
No,
from hurdling to
what
sprinting.
I'll say, okay, so out here, just like I know that you don't be dibbling dabbling a bunch of hundreds, but you gotta think about like
Yeah, I've
in
run
2016. In 2016, I had to run. Well, I ran 10:02, 9:99, 9:98 to make team, right? You gotta think about last year. Like think about even last season. Like I won my heat with 10:00, 9:85 won my semi. I mean, I ended up cramping up in the semis, but 9:85 won my semis. 9:89 got fourth. 9:91 got fifth in the finals. So you think you finna come in the 100 and run somewhere mid to low 9.8s to make the team and or not make the team, and then turn around the next day and run, or maybe the same day and run the first round of the 200, then the next day run around in the final.
People
Hey,
do
listen,
it
more power to
though.
you.
It's been people have done it, and this is my thing though, Marvin. You are more of 100. You're more pure 100, 60, 100. You can run the 200, but you would rather not. How many of these other athletes are really 2-4, but they're running 1-2? Like you got to think somebody like Fred, Michael Norman,
I think Fred is one of the only people that's gonna try to
Kenny
pull that
Bender,
off.
all of them started in like all of them ran 400. All of
And
them
just
like
you know how
Kenny
fast
ran
9.8 is.
400 and then he dropped down. I was like, wow, he can do the 200, he can do the 100. So how many of them have a different type of base
I mean,
or
I
it's
mean, at the
different?
end of the day, it's still all. See, they pull off that double a lot when you run the first 2 days and then the last 3 days. Like that's a lot easier to do. Think about like if they do all three, if they do the 3 rounds of the 200 like separate days, that would mean that you're gonna do the prelims and the finals the semis and the finals of the 100 and the prelims of the 200 on the same day. That'll be day two. And then day three and day four is the semis and finals of the 200.
But
You a
it's
bad
always
man.
only 4 days for world champs. It's never as long
But
as
you
the
think about also a lot of people get to buy. You got to go back and look back at the people who had to
that's true too.
buy
So Noah has
for.
a bye. So
So he'll do the 100. Yeah, he'll do the 100.
bye.
But
Um
Christian has a buy for the 100.
Christian has a bye. So for some
So
people,
he may do the
they might
200.
just be
Yeah,
trying to get their feet wet or they trying to make
that's fine. Yeah,
more money.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
I'm all for it. Like
I'm talking about people that's
men,
doing. I'm talking about people actually running the 100 and running the 200. I think Fred is probably one of the only people crazy enough to pull that off,
what about
or to
Kenny?
even try. I mean, I don't know Kenny all too well, but I mean,
Okay.
more props to him.
I
Like,
don't
I'm
know
not
him
trying to
either.
talk him out of
I'm
it.
just
Go ahead,
asking.
knock yourself out.
I'm just asking since he's also came from 400 and he went down
Yeah,
to 1
I
2.
mean, but see, like, I mean, but having like being able to run the 400 and being able to have that having that base and stuff, like I think that helps with like your speed endurance in races up under it. But I don't know as far how it helps in terms of fitness and having to run as fast as you have to PB to make the team. So you finna
I
go run
understand
nine.
that.
You finna go run
And
nine
PB
nine nine
takes a
eight nine
lot.
eight to come back. So
Yeah,
you have to do that and
takes
then
a
come back
lot.
the next morning and run again and again and again. Like that's how people get hurt, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's true. It'll be
So it
interesting.
makes it, yeah.
If I'm healthy, it's a crazy world for me. Okay.
Gabby, what are we thinking? Are we dabbling into the 400 hurdles this year? Me and you taking it up to the 400?
I don't think you'll ever see that one.
Oh wow.
Uh,
No, the 400 hurdles is not for me. I can do sprints. I will not do the 400 hurdles.
Are you gonna run any flat races this year?
I really wanted to go to Florida Relays and run a flat race, but my coach wants me to get in training, so I don't know. Maybe if
man,
they in some other meet let me into a flat race, I would love to run the 100.
Okay. I'd like to see that. You go 1080. You might be the one.
I'm trying.
Because
Yeah.
let me
No,
tell you,
that's
if
what
I get a 5.0 win and that thing say 10.9, y'all can't tell me nothing. Like I still ran 10.9 because I never ran it. I don't. If I have a 5.0 win and that thing say 1090, I'm putting 1090 everywhere.
If you have a 5.0 win and that thing say 1090,
That
you
sounds
got to
right.
spice up.
That sounds about right. That sounds right to me.
Yo, listen.
He's 1148, so that sounds.
But then the thing about though, sometimes man, like you as a sprinter, I can't say like as a sprinter, like when you get too much wind, it doesn't help you anymore.
Yeah.
Because you start to over rotate, like it pushes you too hard. You start to over rotate and it messes up your race,
I'm not really a
your
sprinter.
step pattern.
I'm not like
Yeah, like
yeah.
it'll mess up like your, you know what I'm saying, your step pattern, and it'll kind of throw you off a little bit. And so you might be, you know what I'm saying, side to side, you just never know. So sometimes like having too much wind will help you. That's why you'll see a time and be like, damn, they only ran 10-1 with a 3.8. Yeah, because it was pushing them too hard.
Yeah.
So it's
true,
a
especially in the
At least
hurdles.
for us.
Especially in the hurdles.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all running, yeah, I'm not going over nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like
how do you navigate that?
Yeah, with the tailwind like over 2 or 3, it really becomes an issue at that point. Actually, like
so would you rather a tail or a headwind if you had to?
If we had to choose like a 2.0 tail.
No, not 2.0. I'm talking about like 2.5.
If we're talking anything over 3.0, I'd rather have a. That's tough. A 3.0 headwind is tough though.
I would be so
just, it's just a lot more scary with a tailwind. You know, running.
Oh, he's from. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No,
Why
there
do
you
you
go.
have
Sorry.
your steps? Do you have to?
You
How
have to
do
really move your feet.
slow down between the hurdle?
Exactly.
Can you
You
do
have
that?
to really be able to like chop your feet.
Yeah, because like the distances don't change, right, Jessica? It's always the same. And we're running our fastest like from like hurdles 5 through 10 or 5 through 7, really.
Yeah.
So at that point, you know, you just gotta like, you're not even sprinting anymore. You're just like quick feet.
Like tapping in place.
Like a little.
Exactly. Well, especially at least the good hurdlers. I mean, maybe a beginner hurdler could use a big tailwind, and that would help. But none of us out here on the pro circuit, it'll help a lot.
Yeah, I don't like wind. No way. They say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." No, I don't want it to hit me coming home. I don't want it to push me too much on the backstretch.
Yeah. I would love to see what like a indoor, like outdoor, indoor. You know what I mean? Like an outdoor track.
Yeah, no wind track. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I would love to see what like performances would look like if there was just no absolute nothing, just the AC blowing. You know
I think there's actually a track like that in Poland.
It's in Poland.
They have like
Poland.
They have like
a
100-meter street. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think boat ran 998 on it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's indoor world. The indoor world record is indoor world record 100 is 998.
Wow.
But I'm pretty sure he could have ran faster if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, out here we run with no wind sometimes.
Yeah.
And I ran my PB into a negative wind actually. So, you know.
Very interesting. So do you feel like you can really feel that when you got like a slight headwind, or do you feel like you can feel it when you have a slight tailwind? So like, does a 1.0 wind feel like 2.0 when you're running? Because you know
you don't. Honestly, you don't. You only really feel it if all I feel is a headwind. I remember last year I went to AP Ranch and we ran up like listen. I pushed out. I set my blocks and I pushed out the blocks and I was like, oh hell, no. Like it hurt to run. I was like, bro, that's gotta be like a 3.5 or something. Like I'm like it's hard. So when we get through the race, I think I ran like 10:30 something. I'm like, yeah, it had to be bad. So I get a little stat sheet. It was a negative 3.5. So we get to the finals, and I'm like, hey, I know they finna turn this around the other direction, right? Like I just know we running with the wind. They was like, no, we don't do that here. I ran 10:39 in the final with a negative 3.9. I was like, come on, man, come on now. You know what I'm saying? It's going on people's stat sheet. Like, I know it's a negative 3.9, but like flying home, I was still thinking about the fact that I ran 10:39.
Yeah.
So
I,
you feel a negative, but you don't really feel like when you got a positive, like you going with the flow, so you don't really
yeah,
be thinking about it.
that makes sense. Yeah, I was at Prairie View last year, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm ready." You know, you do a time trial in practice. You're like, "Ooh, I done ran this without like the crowd, the adrenaline." Like, so when I get there, I'm gonna be ready. Man, that rain started coming down. That wind was blowing,
So
and I
bad.
mean, we're like, we are fighting this, and I was so glad that the announcer, I think it was Dan O'Brien, was like, "The weather, what y'all are seeing." It's really bad out here. I'm like, please tell them, because I was like, oh my gosh, I was like 52. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should not have ran that. Like 52.3, like not no like 52.0. I'm like, and literally the next week at Florida Relays, I won 51 flat. But like Marvin say, that 52.3 out there. And I was like,
Right.
I don't want this to be my real opener. How do y'all feel about that? If you have like say if you had like a negative win or you had a really fast tailwind, do you say like that's not really my opener? Ah, I
I
don't.
like to take like everything
No,
into
it counts.
consideration. Yeah, like I think it still counts.
No, I
Yeah.
mean it counts, but like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like to me, My season start when I start doing well. I don't hear about the rest of that shit because at the end of the day, if you become Olympic champ, like nobody gonna really care about what your opener look like. Yeah, somebody gonna go back and look at your season and say, okay, da.
That's
Man,
true.
just was tripping on this day. Da. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody at home looking at that sheet from Oregon Relays last year and was like, damn, Bracy ran 10:63. Because I ran 10:63 at Oregon Relays last year.
Wow.
And somebody's looking at that like 10:85, 10:63, like something ain't the math ain't mathing. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So, but for me, my season started. I started doing well because once I started running fast, I ain't give a damn about none of that. I don't even want to hear about it.
You said you
There's
don't care about
there's
it.
there's two ways to take that. Yeah, there's two ways to take that. Either a super fast opener or a super slow opener, so your progression could be really big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I take the progression for 500, please.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
So how do y'all think about how do you best prepare? How do you think that will work? Some people like I only need one or two races. Some people are like I need rhythm. I need three or four before USA's. I need five. I need if you get one, you like hey that's it. I just need to train. Like how do y'all really prep for USA's? I mean we always talk about
I'll let you go first, Gabby.
team.
So like for hurdles, it's more of like a rhythm race.
Mhm.
So you kind of need the reps so that you can like start to get into a fast rhythm. I don't like to do too many because I don't want to get to USA's and feel like I'm like tired of like racing, but at least a decent amount to make sure that I'm getting like in my race rhythm in my race form. So I would say probably like 5 at least. It might sound like a lot to people, but like for hurdlers, it's not.
I'm like 10 to 15.
Whew.
Yeah, because like you're 100% right. You got to feel that rhythm, and you
Yeah.
can't mimic it in practice, really.
No, not at all. I've definitely learned that.
Okay, Marvin,
Well,
how many
from and
times
as I
you
mean,
run?
for me, I think my ideal number is like 5. I need to come across the line about 5 times to knock off the run. Knock out the run. The first is gonna be knocking off the rush, but I always start my season. I always start with a 4x1.
Mm,
Start with a 4x1. Just kind of get the wheel spinning, and then 4 or 5 hundreds, and I'm ready to go. And honestly, I mean, think about it, two weeks before USA's last year, I ran my personal best. I ran 985 down in Miramar, and that gave me everything I needed going into. It was like 2 weeks before. Yeah, I gave me everything I needed going into USA's. I was like, "Yep, I'm ready."
mm,
And that was like my fourth race of the season.
mm. Yeah, that's interesting you say that. So let me ask y'all this because I know how it is with like 400. Is there a set amount of days? Because I know like there's a minimum amount of days that I'm like, I really don't need to race within this many days before USAs, or is it kind of like I need to kind of feel a rhythm? I haven't really felt. I want to be able to feel this rhythm before I get there. So if that means I race within a certain time frame or closer to or further away, is it like, some people like I'm not racing within 12 days, 21 days, 15 days, whether or not I feel X, Y, and Z. And then you have some people like, look, I'm racing until I feel it. And if I race 7 days before, like sometimes the meets are in Europe. And literally those meets don't really consider sometimes the US athletes in our trials. They're not going to change anything for us. So it'll be literally a meet 6 days, 7 days, 5 days before USA. Like, is that something that if you felt like you needed to get into a rhythm or a race, or is it like, no, at this particular time, it's the cutoff?
It would kind of depend on like what my season is looking like, but you gotta realize like so many people put so many implications on like a USA championship, and they build it up to be something that it really doesn't have to be, because at the end of the day, it's nothing else but a glorified track meet with people you've already raced, except that you got 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you believe in your training, you believe in your coaching, you believe in your program, then you can come in there and get the job done, even if you raced the week before. Because I've seen people race a week before USA's come to USA's make the team. I've done that before, actually. You know what I'm saying? And so it's about like if I need to if I depending on how my season going. Let's say I'm banged up or whatever. I haven't really trained how I wanted to, and I got a late jump on things, and I got to come. USA is gonna be my second or third race, and I need to speed things up. Then I might have to race before to make something shake.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Like I wouldn't mind like racing a week before. I guess the only thing that I probably would take into consideration is travel. Like if it was from Europe, I'd probably be like, I don't know,
Yeah, so yeah.
because like the jet lag. But like if it was a race somewhere local and it was a week before, I'd be like, you could throw me in it, I'll be fine. Because feeling that rhythm the week before, I know that the next week I'll be on race pace to like run either what I ran or even faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Devin.
I'm, I'm kind of in between. My philosophy is, especially getting close to like USA's a week, 2 weeks out. If you don't got it, you don't got it. So you can't fake it. It don't matter if you throw me another race. I'm not gonna turn it on. 2 weeks before just because it's USA. So usually I like to have like a good race or two. Like a few weeks out, and then I can just kind of relax and just get ready for USA as opposed to like trying to jam races in. But I'm with Gabby too. Like I do like racing a lot, so I wouldn't mind doing a race, 5 days before
Yeah.
if it was close, right?
Yeah.
But the travel thing really messes it up sometimes. So, but yeah, like my philosophy is if you don't got it, you're not gonna get it in 10 days.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not gonna
So
get it. Yeah, it takes 2 weeks to whatever you've done 2 weeks later to feel some of those effects. So I
yeah,
understand. Yeah.
I got a question for you guys because we asked the guests on the last show this. What like one of your favorite track athletes and or like a track athlete you looked up to when you were growing up?
Gabby, let's go first.
For me, let's see. I know one of them is definitely Gail Devers, just because, like ever since I started, I've always sprinted and hurdled, and that was something that she was known for, and so I've always looked up to her because that's kind of like one of my dreams to one day to be able to be somebody that sprints and hurdles to the level that she did it at.
Jess,
I'm not a guest. I'm the host.
whatever.
No,
Yeah.
well, we want to
You
know,
still a
Jessica.
lady, dog. Let you go. Dang,
Yeah, we still want to know too.
dang.
After our guest.
Okay,
All
go ahead,
right.
Marvin.
For me, it would probably be Tyson Gay. I had the pleasure of when I first started professional, I was training with Lance Brabman in their group, and I got to train with him and actually like learn him and know him as a person. Like he's not what people see like when he's racing and he's probably one of the only people I know that is as like playful and as joyful as myself, and that's why like we got along, and like it's just like to the point where like we talk so much and we're so cool. Like I show up to his house unannounced. Like I be outside. Like yo, what's up?
I'm
I'm
here.
outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my dude. And he knows that's just how we get down. And he's cool, man. And so obviously he's an American record holder. So we chasing his time. He's a world champion 3 times, 4x1. 200, 100. And he's just all around a great dude. So I got the pleasure of training with him and getting to know him like off the track, and couldn't be more grateful.
For me, I really liked like Kathy Freeman. She wore the whole, she represented like the indigenous people, even though she's from Australia, so she's both. She's Australian and represented them. And I just like watching that race, it was just like all this pressure for her to perform and to like get it done. And they just talked about how the year before, which was kind of crazy, she ran like 48 something and got runner up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So, her coming in as like the favorite, not only based on time, but based off the home crowd, what she wanted to represent. And it was like, could she get it done? And so just seeing her do that, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like that was just like I literally got like goosebumps when I saw it. And so um I think that there's different pressure we put on ourselves as athletes just based on like expectation. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but just for the things that we expect of ourselves. And so for her to go out there and like really get it done, because they were like, she got second at World, she got second at the Olympics. I'm like, girl, come on, you could do it. So watching the Olympics, that young, I think that was 2000. So I was
2000,
11.
2000, yeah.
Yeah,
2000, yeah.
I was like 11. So just kind of, sitting in front of the TV and watching, I was like, wow. Like,
I actually met her in person in
did you?
Australia. Yep.
Oh my
Yeah, she's
gosh.
pretty cool.
Man.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Devon.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yep.
No, I said the same answer when I did it last time. I grew up as a sprinter and not a great starter as a youth, and I always caught everybody at the end in the 100 and 200. So I mimic my race after Wallace Spearman, because he always was catching everybody. So I was like, hey, they're gonna be out there, but they're gonna come back to me.
Yeah.
So
Right. Wallace.
So and I got a chance to like be around him at the end of his career, and just meet him, and he's a great guy, super nice, and kind of was able to give us advice. Marvin, I'm sure he gave you advice too.
Yeah, shout out to Wallace.
Mhm.
Big bro.
Yeah, shout out to Wallace.
For sure.
Cutting it out. There you go. I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah,
My Wi-Fi is acting crazy today, so I apologize.
you got that dial up, man.
Hey, I got that Verizon.
Oh,
Whoa there. I got Verizon. You wildin'.
I have Verizon too.
Same.
Yeah, he got that.
Okay.
That's T-Mobile. Yeah, that's T. I know Sprint. I know Sprint when I see Sprint. That's what that is. You got Sprint. Anybody got Sprint?
Or
Anybody
that's
got Sprint in
T-Maybe.
2022?
Or that's
Man, listen. Anybody got Sprint in 2022? You just don't care about life no more. No, you can't. I guess you just can't.
Oh, for Sprint?
You can't.
What happened to Sprint came to you? Was like, hey, we want to, endorse you and, join our network.
Listen, I leave Verizon so. Listen, I leave Verizon so fast.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Listen. Oh my God! I will leave. Listen, I will be out of here. I cut all ties today. Like
Today.
I don't want no problems. Listen, I need a satellite on my house. I need all kind of stuff.
Okay. Black Forces to Verizon. I got it.
Listen. Me and my Black Forces coming. They need a deal. As a matter of fact.
Hey, you already got a Nike deal.
I swear to God, people start wearing Black Forces to track me. I'm gonna be mad, dog. I'm gonna be so mad. I'll be so mad because nobody want to hop on the trend.
Hey, to be honest, I'm gonna take this one step further. I was on the Black. Oh shoot!
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, you're froze now.
I think I dial up.
Okay.
This is an L. Yo.
Yeah,
We hear
you're
you.
good though.
Okay. No, I was gonna say I was in 2014. I had these black spikes I wore all season, and I was joking like Friday Night Lights, my black Nikes, and I wore the same spikes. They were falling apart because I wore them the whole year, and I had to tape them up. I was taping them up because they were trying to give me some like neon green spikes. I was like, no, I gotta do it with my black Nikes. I gotta do it with my black Nikes. So, yeah, but that's funny.
I'm actually
Those
coming
black
back to
Nikes
track.
do something.
I had I don't, the model of Nike. I think the ones you're talking about. You know, they had the ones where it was like lime green in the front and pink in the back. Those same versions coming back to track in 2020. I had a white pair, but I had somebody painted like all black and like put like a graphic design on them. Yeah, so I feel you on the black. I won't wear no white spikes. I'm sorry, I'm just not wearing no white spikes. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, it's about time for the show to end. I appreciate you guys hopping on and talking with us.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to see you guys on the circuit because I know we'll be racing soon.
Yes, sir.
So thanks for coming. I'm gonna let you guys X out. Me and Jessica gonna close out the show.
Okay, man. I definitely appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm willing to come back
Wait.
anytime.
Before you guys leave, quick, tell them where they can follow you on social medias.
Okay, go ahead, Gabby. You first.
You can follow me on Instagram at its_Gabby. I believe is 2 eyes, and then Twitter, I think it's 3 eyes. But yeah, you can find me. It's Gabby. Just add however many eyes you want to.
And as for me, I'm pretty sure all my social media is at Brace Yourself, BRACEYASELF, and that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. That's all that.
Great. Thanks for being here, guys.
Snapchat open to the
Thanks
public.
for having me.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get a snap.
Okay.
No, not the snap. Hey.
All right.
Thank you guys. Good luck this season.
Thanks. Good luck. Oh, it's just me and Marvin. Oh, it's just me.
All right, we're back. So let's close out the show. Jessica, tell the people where they can follow you before we do a quick sayonara.
Yes, Twitter, it's Run to Rain, REIGN. Instagram, it's Rain the number 2. And just my name, Jessica Beard, on Facebook, my fan page that I have. So, what about you, Devon?
I'm Devon Allen 13 on Instagram and Twitter, and then just my name on Facebook. I'm not throwing out the snap. Sorry.
They don't get the snap.
No, ma'am.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But thanks everybody for watching. What were you thinking on the world's greatest? You can follow this. You can follow the world's greatest on Twitter at world's greatest. Without the vowels, WRLDSGRTST. The world's greatest team on Instagram and the world's greatest on YouTube. Thanks to FanFest for putting this platform together and letting us use it. Thanks for all the fans that watched. We're going to be doing some more track related stuff as the track season ramps up. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and hopefully I'll get back to my home setup so I'm not on my cell phone trying to keep service and cutting it out. But Jessica, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon, and hopefully we can have you back on the show
all right.
soon.
Sounds good.
Peace.
Bye.